After the Whistle starts in Central, where the Huntington Bearcats special teamers break the block the punt, and chase the ball all the way in for the score. They've started off that game hot. Let's see it again as Landon Erdman got to the punter, and Cole Lane found his way all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. But would that block touchdown be enough for them to take the win? Welcome to After the Whistle. We've sent crews all over District 6 tonight to bring you up to speed on all the action. Live from University Park, I'm Evan Smith.
And I'm Jenna Wisman. More highlights are coming up, plus a look at Penn State's preparation for Illinois tomorrow. Stick around for all that and more right here on After the Whistle. Our game of the week took place right in our backyard as the State College Little Lions hosted the Central Dauphin Rams. State High quarterback Eddie Corkery had an injury last week and couldn't finish the game. We're back in front of their home crowd after 3 consecutive weeks that saw them improve to 5-1. First quarter, it's Central Dauphin striking first Gavin Kirkpatrick to Jamari Robinson-Bell for the deep touchdown that would put the Rams up 7-0. Look how excited he is. What a great start. Second quarter, State High comes rolling back. Lamar Wilson scores to tie the game up. State High would lead 10-7 at half. Then it's Eddie Corkery unloads to Cooper Brushwood for the score. State High goes ahead 17-7. Now in the fourth quarter, Eddie Corkery finds Michael Gall to tack on another score for the Little Lions. State High cruises at home for the 24-7 win. With the win, the Little Lions improved to 5-1 on the year. They'll stay home to play Cedar Cliff next week. Central Dauphin falls to 2-4. The Rams play Central Dauphin East at home next week. Our Game of the Week reporter Annika Wagner traveled to Memorial Field for tonight's contest. Annika, what did you see?
Well, Jenna, it was a tough battle, but ultimately State College won the war. They defended their home field tonight. Let's go take a look.
Eddie Corkery went down last week after slicing his leg on a quarterback sneak early in the game against Chambersburg. After getting stitches in his leg, Corkery was cleared to play. Corkery led State College in a dominant 24-7 game versus Central Dauphin.
Ryan got me right. Dr. Wilson said I could play that week, so my coach just let me get some reps on Tuesday. Wednesday I was full go. Thursday I was full go, and he trusted me. I told him I was okay, and that was that.
Both the Rams and the Little Lions brought aggression into the game. Flags were flying all game long for both teams.
We are not looking for any of those penalties, but there's a lot of things that we can do better, and there's a lot of things that are a bit out of our control. So, we're really trying to work on that. That's one of the main things we're trying to work on.
Following a State College touchdown, punches were thrown, resulting in Jake Lukac from State College and Chris Buchanan from Central Dauphin being ejected.
Both teams came out of the gate aggressive. It was a gritty matchup between two highly competitive opponents. Defense played a key factor for State College, with the Little Lions holding Central Dauphin to only 7 points.
The Rams opened the scoring first, with a touchdown early in the first quarter, but the Little Lions locked down on defense, holding the Rams to that one touchdown. State College defense had sacks, interceptions, and fumble recoveries to help in their dominance.
Yeah, honestly, we went at halftime and didn't change a thing. We just changed the focus. The plays that we had and that we had called were working. We just had maybe an assignment mistake here or there, or somebody who just didn't execute on any given play.
State College continues to bounce back from their only loss of the season. Now back to you guys at the desk.
The 68th edition of the Curtin Bowl sees Bellefonte travel to Bald Eagle, hoping to reclaim the trophy the Eagles have held onto for the last 3 years. There's the trophy sitting on the Bald Eagle sideline, but would it stay there tonight? Midway through the second quarter, Liam Harterman drops back looking long as he finds Jaden Gabravsvik for a 34-yard touchdown grab right through the end zone. Bellefonte pouring it on early, leading 14-0. 7 seconds before halftime, Carson Nagel gets his team on the board finally with his laser to Bo Taylor for the 20-yard score. They head into halftime, Bellefonte leading 14-6. 1:11 remaining in the third for our next highlight. Isaac Hall bursts through the defense, breaking a few tackles all the way into the end zone. Fighting past a couple of guys before he breaks it wide open, extends the lead to 15. The Eagles, in need of a score, find Wyatt Spackman over the middle of the end zone to make it 21-12 at the start of the fourth quarter. Bellefonte would go on to win by that same score over Bald Eagle and reclaim the trophy of the Curtin Bowl. Bellefonte moves to 4-2 on the season and will face Philipsburg-Osceola next week. Bald Eagle moves to an even 3-3 and will look to bounce back into the win column as they face Clearfield next week. After the Whistle's Owen Camaros joins us now for more.
The Red Raiders avenged last season's 55-7 crushing at the hands of Bald Eagle and will drive the Curtin Trophy 5.5 miles back to Bellefonte. It's the first time in 4 years the Cup will sit in Bellefonte High School. The Red Raiders dominated both sides of the ball and in the student section. Bellefonte was able to make quarterback Carson Nagel and Bald Eagle turn the ball over on downs multiple times in this one and absolutely dominated the entirety of all 4 quarters.
The players bought in and one off season to believe in this program, and look where it's got us already. So I got to give all credit to them. So it's just an amazing feeling.
Last year was kind of a long, grueling season, and my first season here with these kids, and it's just a testament to these kids made a decision this year that they're tired of losing.
Head coach Tony Confort talked about how one of the goals for his Bellefonte team this season is to win the county. With 2 wins over Penns Valley and Bald Eagle, Bellefonte needs 1 more win versus Philipsburg-Osceola to win the county. Reporting for After the Whistle, I'm Owen Camaros. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Owen. Fresh off their win in the backyard brawl, the Bellwood-Antis Blue Devils hosted Philipsburg-Osceola at John R. Hayes Field at Memorial Stadium tonight. It was homecoming tonight at Bellwood-Antis, and it's Gigi Jewart who will be crowned homecoming queen. Early in the second quarter, Bellwood-Antis up 8-0. Ethan Shawley runs 69 yards for the touchdown. Look at this run. He doesn't even step out of bounds. It's amazing. And then the celebration is even better.
Took a simple check down and made it into a superstar highlight.
The next play, quarterback Holden Schreier runs it in for the 2-point conversion, making it 16-0.
Almost runs right into our cameraman.
Later in the second quarter, P.O. has 4th and 5 in the red zone, and Curtis Shedlock breaks up a pass to end the drive. The Bellwood-Antis student section bringing the energy. Bellwood-Antis went on to win 28-0. They improved to 5-1 on the season and travel to Bishop Guilfoyle next week. P.O. falls to 2-5 on the season, and they hit the road next week to play Bellefonte. In the Battle of the Valleys, Moshannon outscored Juniata 38-21. Penn Cambria got a win on the road against Westmont Hilltop 43-14.
2 touchdowns were not enough for Greater Johnstown, who lost 23-14 to Bishop McCourt. And 1 touchdown was the difference in Mount Union versus Glendale, with Mount Union cruising to a 38-31 victory. Coming into the day, Bishop Guilfoyle was still undefeated and ranked number 1 at the single A level in Pennsylvania. Tonight, they went on the road to face Tyrone. Jumping right into the action, it was a one-man show as a quick handoff makes it an easy 6 for Bishop Guilfoyle and the rusher Hamilton Gates. Say his name and he appears once again. He cuts the edge, breaks a few tackles on his way into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the half. After the play, some extracurriculars as Gates gets slammed down like he's Joe Hendry, but it did nothing to slow him down. A 36-yard bomb from quarterback Chase Kissel ends in Gates' hands once again as he mosses 2 defenders for his 3rd touchdown of the first half. Tyrone's later efforts were unsuccessful as weather conditions worsened. Rain kept falling and play became increasingly difficult for everybody involved. Despite a strong attempt at a 4th quarter comeback, it was too little too late for Tyrone as BG escaped with an astounding road win, 50-37. Undefeated Bishop Guilfoyle will take on Bellwood-Antis next week at home, while Tyrone looks to bounce back at Huntington to face the winless Bearcats.
From one team that entered the week undefeated to another, the Clearfield Bison are not only undefeated through their first 5 games of the season, but also in their last 17 games against the Penns Valley Rams. On homecoming night at Penns Valley, the 0-5 Rams were looking to spoil those 2 streaks. After a quick start, the Bison led 21-13 halfway through the first quarter when Carter Freeland takes this handoff, runs over a man, and then rumbles inside the 25 for Clearfield. Later in the drive, 2nd and goal from the 3, it's Carter Freeland on this direct snap, finds a gap and scores to increase the lead to 27-13. Now in the second quarter, 2nd and 12, Bison with possession again, and it's Carter Freeland show tonight as he gets into the open field and gets into the end zone again. Clearfield pushes that lead to 53-13. The first half wasn't too hot for Penns Valley, but the halftime show was, with an incredible fire baton act. Mercy rule would set in after half, and Clearfield would cruise to a 59-27 win over Penns Valley. The Bison remain unbeaten at 6-0 and will play Bald Eagle next week, while the Rams remain winless at 0-6 and will look to grab their first win against Central.
The Huntington Bearcats traveled to Martinsburg tonight to meet the Central Dragons. The Bearcats have yet to see a win this season and haven't beaten Central since 2019. The Dragons are 3-2, coming off a loss to Bishop Guilfoyle last week. The Dragons seem ready as they burst through their own helmet, but their start would prove otherwise. Central went on to fumble the opening kickoff, leading to Huntington's Cole Lane cutting through the center for a 1-yard touchdown, giving the Bearcats the early 7-0 lead. Next drive, the Dragons forced a punt, but Landon Erdman gets to the punter and gets the block. Cole Lane chases the loose ball all the way to the end zone, cashes in for a touchdown. It's 13-0 after a missed extra point. Later in the half, Erdman makes lightning strike twice. The Bearcats recover again. This time, they were not able to take the opportunity to score. After that mistake, the comeback was on for Central, with quarterback Eli Muethler smooth as butter as he glides into the end zone. Kickers tonight were practicing for their college football careers with yet another mixed extra point. The score is 13-6. Despite being down at the half, the Scarlet Dragons come back to defeat the Bearcats 30-20. Central moves to 4-2 on the season and will remain home to host Penn Valley. Huntington falls to 0-6 and will look to get its first win against Tyrone next week.
Both the Shikellamy Braves and Central Mountain Wildcats have yet to find their first win of the season, but with the two teams playing at Central Mountain tonight, one of the two was bound to pick up their first win of the year. It's Neon Night at Central Mountain as the Wildcats celebrate their homecoming. We start off in the second quarter, the Braves up 20-0 and forcing the Wildcats to punt. A low drive takes a couple of bounces before ending up in the hands of Thomas Pollock, and off he goes, reading his blocks and takes a cut to the right, down the sideline. There he goes, 90 yards all the way to the house. But the celebrations would end bitter as this play would be called back for a hold.
Oh, for not.
This would not deter the Braves, though, as they would march all the way downfield to cap the drive off with a 6-yard rushing touchdown by Brody Rebuck. Connor Fassbender would cap off all the Braves' first half with an interception with a nice 28-yard return to reach triple zeros on the half. The Shikellamy Braves would go on to beat the Central Mountain Wildcats 41-0 to ruin their homecoming celebration. Shikellamy will travel to Selinsgrove next week to try and build on their momentum. Central Mountain takes the trip to Montersville, still seeking their first positive result of the season.
We have another local team on the road in Harrisburg. This time, it was Altoona looking for a win at Bishop McDevitt tonight. Altoona on the road for this one, about a 2-hour drive between these two schools. Bishop McDevitt would start off with the ball. Stone Saunders' 38-yard touchdown pass to Dominic Diaz-Ellis would be Saunders' 177th career touchdown pass to make him Pennsylvania's all-time leader in passing touchdowns. Great moment as he got to celebrate with his parents behind a sea of fireworks behind him. For Altoona, though, the pitch would go to Amar Emelbal around the right side. He'll take it all the way down the sideline, barely getting touched as he reaches it for the end zone. Bishop McDevitt would remain up 14-7. Saunders goes back to Diaz-Ellis. Hits him in stride. He'll take it down inside the 5 before getting tripped up. Saunders would then find a wide open Jonta Quick after they release some touchdowns. Quick score.
Look at that pass.
The lead. Bishop McDevitt holds off Altoona 38-21. Altoona drops to 0-6 and will host Harrisburg next week. Bishop McDevitt improves to 5-1. The Crusaders will travel to Cumberland Valley next Friday.
After the break, Whiteout, Energy, a Penn State football preview, and a new sport gets sanctioned in Pennsylvania.
But first, here are some scores from around the PIAA. Student section from Penns Valley wearing white on this Friday night.
Penn State had a record-setting afternoon last Saturday against Kent State. The Nittany Lions posted 718 yards of offensive. offense, beating their previous record of 711 set in 1926. Coming off the 56-0 win, the Blue and White have a tougher task against its first Big Ten opponent. Our Kennedy Rivers was at practice this week and now joins us in the studio.
It's homecoming week, and Illinois travels to State College to play Penn State Saturday night at 7:30. This will be the first time Penn State opens Big Ten play at home since 2015. We saw the team at practice earlier this week and got to talk to a few players. Here's a look. Saturday's game against Illinois starts conference play for number 9 Penn State. The Nittany Lions also opened 2023 conference play against Illinois and Champaign last year. However, head coach James Franklin isn't thinking about last year's meeting.
They have new coaches. We have new coaches. You have different personnel, which in some ways allows you to do different things or more things.
The Illini are ranked number 19, and James Franklin is calling for a whiteout energy. Not only does that pose a challenge to the Illinois offense, but it also poses a challenge to the defense of Penn State.
Yesterday and today we had the defense in here with the crowd noise going, and obviously we have cleaned some things up as well, and just kind of how we're operating and how dependent we are on the headset communication.
But no doubt, the team embraces the noise.
When I think of the whiteout, I think of energy. I think of a high you can't recreate. You run out of that tunnel, it's something that you can't really even explain.
Penn State's record against Illinois is 21-6 all time. In University Park, I'm Kennedy Rivers for After the Whistle. Penn State's record against ranked opponents is 12-26 under James Franklin. You can listen to the game on Penn State Comm Radio beginning at 7:30 tomorrow night. In the studio, I'm Kennedy Rivers for After the Whistle.
Now let's take a look at our top 3 plays for tonight. Starting at number 3, Bellefonte's Leon Hartman drops back and completes the pass to Jaden Gabrevsik for the touchdown.
Next at number 2, early in the first quarter, Huntington blocks the central punt and recovers it to score their second touchdown. Look at all this excitement from these players.
And at number 1, Bishop Guilfoyle's Hamilton Gates makes the catch over 2 defenders, mossing them for his 3rd touchdown of the game. They try to call for a push-off, but to no avail. Last Wednesday, the PIAA officially sanctioned girls flag football as an official sport. Starting in the spring of 2025, Pennsylvania will be one of 12 states that has sanctioned the sport. 100 schools across the Commonwealth must add the sport. Flag football is one of the fastest growing sports in the country due to its addition into the 2028 Summer Olympics. For more updates about our show and game coverages, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ATWPSU. I'm Evan Smith.
And I'm Jenna Wisman. Tune in next week for more coverage of District 6 and Penn State football right here on After the Whistle.